Hi, this is Sandy Strickland, also known as the Stampy Sister, and this is another mini that I've made. My sister saw the one that I made for the trade, and she liked it so well that I decided to make one for her. She is the other Stampy Sister that I got that term from, and she doesn't make mini albums or scrapbook, but she does enjoy stamping cards and things like that. So anyway, this is the mini album. You'll find several things I've used throughout. The Club Scrap Jubilee kit from last month. I got all of the plain card stack from that. And then the paper, the pattern paper, all comes from the Ciao-Bella line that just came out. And also I use these are greeting cards. They're monogram greeting cards that I found in Michael's dollar section, and they were sort of the inspiration for this whole piece. Because her last name starts with G. And then you'll also see one or two pieces of a file folder that I cut up that I had gotten from Tuesday Morning that was decorative and beautiful. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I used Ribon's binding technique. I just love that. I like how clean and nice it looks and how it accommodates this really fat book. This piece here, this is really that greeting card that I just glued along the edges here, and it created a pocket right on the front of the book. This love came from the Ciao-Bella paper, and it was a silver doily, like a metallic doily, and that was the only kind I could find when I went to look for them in the place that I looked. So I got the silver ones, and I painted this with Making Memories paint that matches this stripe, this green stripe, and then I put a bunch of embossing powder and also some glitter embossing powder, so it's really glittery. And then over here is the pocket. All of the butterflies that you see throughout this piece were on the Ciao-Bella paper, and I just cut them out and covered them with a nice thick coating of glossy accents. This is just the paper, and then I backed it with another piece of paper because it's one-sided paper. The Ciao-Bella is a die cuts with a view pad, and then I just stamped that journaling area on there. So it's pretty simple there. And you open it up, and there's a mini within a mini on the first page. I created this pocket with the doily, and I just rubbed it with orange StazOn, pumpkin colored, and then just some Prima flowers and a little butterfly there. And then you pull this out, and this was the giant butterfly from that line, and I just loved it so much that I wanted to really feature it. So I cut it out and I coated it with the crackle accents. It's really crackly and beautiful. And then I traced it two more times and created pages. So, and I use these big brads to hold it together. And this is one of those Tim Holtz clasp things, and I just took the chain off and added this little butterfly charm. You open it up. I just backed the back with some green paper, left it kind of plain so she could do whatever she wanted. This was just white cardstock that I had in my scrap box, and I glimmer misted and stamped and all kinds of things on both sides. And then this was the file folder. It's just a beautiful set of file folders. I got them at Tuesday Morning, 12 of them for, I can't remember, like $4, I can't remember. Anyway, it's beautiful on both sides, so I just cut it out. Another thing I did to decorate this album, I went on the internet and I found some vintage Valentine images, and I just printed up an entire sheet of different vintage Valentine pieces that I had found. They were those freeware pictures or whatever that you can just find people, you know, they have them on their blog or whatever. And this is a True Love note, Bank of True Love. It's kind of cute. And this is just the Ciao-Bella paper with a this is a stamp from the Angel Company, and there's one of the butterflies, and you pull it out and there's a tag featuring the bird that's in the collection, and then something that I printed up and put some Club Scrap laminating, bookbinding, and padding glue on it, and it gave it kind of a light sheen, not as heavy as Glossy Accents. And this is just stamped, and it's got, and I inked it and just, you know, just dressed it up a bit, but not with brown because my sister says that looks dirty. She doesn't like that at all. She's so silly. Anyway, she says, don't give me one of those dirty books. So here's another tag that I made out of the designer paper, and on the back I inked it, and I'd used a corner punch, a Fiskars corner punch throughout this book in various places. And then there's one of my vintage Valentines that I added to the back. Those are just so cool. This whole section was made out of 2 envelopes from the greeting card thing. So on this side you can't tell maybe that it's an envelope. When you turn it over it looks like an envelope. This was one of the flowers in the collection. It was just beautiful, so I cut it out specifically, fussy cut it so that it would be specifically focused on that flower on the flap. And then the inside of the envelopes were just this really pretty kind of tone-on-tone pink damask, so I just left that exposed. And inside of here is a little book with, this was her favorite paper in the entire collection, was this bird, so I featured that little bird on a little mini fold out. And there's some of that Jubilee paper from Club Scrap, and on the back is more of the paper. And then this is just another vintage Valentine. It says the Queen of My Heart. It was just so pretty, that coloring on her little swing. She was just really pretty. And then a little die cut with some bling, and another die cut that's been glimmer misted. And then down here, the paper had this swirl, so I just cut around it and created a pocket with the swirl, or a tuck-in. And then here's another one of those vintage Valentines. Just so sweet. 2 little young people walking along. And then little die-cut flower. And I created this fold out. This piece here, the front cover, was the back of one of those cards. So I just sanded it and used the little corner punch on it, and I covered it with this paper and a stamp. And then inside, another vintage Valentine, another one of the journaling spots from that same Angel Company stamp set. This is one of my favorite journaling spot sets. And then just a little bit of stamping on the back. This page is pretty simple. It's just the paper with the Fiskars corner and sanded, and then I cut a top note shape out of some Club Scrap cardstock and stamped it, and then I used the Zig Painty that was gold around the edge just to kind of give it a nice sheen. And you turn the page, and this is actually one of the cards that was in the Michael's Dollar section, and I've just turned it into a 4-page section. So I created this little flap out of the paper, and there's a butterfly on it, and then underneath it features a little journaling stamp. And then this is just some plain white cardstock out of my scrap box that I used my homemade glimmer mist on, and it's just really shiny and iridescent. And then the way I created this, it made a pocket, so it's got 2 pockets. Here's a pocket, and there's a tag here, just a little bit of stamping and one of those butterflies. And then on the back is more glimmer misting and a little flower stamp. You open it up, and it features one of the nicest pieces of paper throughout the collection, really glittery and gorgeous with the pansies. And then you turn it here, and here's one of those vintage Valentines and a die cut. This is from the Jubilee collection. This is a bling brad, and then you open it up, and there is a great tag with just some flowers from that collection that I cut out, and lots of glimmer mist and stuff on the back, really pretty. Then over here, little tiny pocket, little tiny tag, die cuts, and some stamping and some lace, and on the back, more glimmer mist and a stamp. And you open it up, and it just features some of that beautiful paper again. Turn the page. This is just a little tag that I had die cut with my machine, stamped it. There's a little journaling thing. You probably can't see it because it's tone on tone, but some of that great paper. I fussy cut a piece of a flower out of that paper, and just made a corner and a little bit of my die cut and another butterfly. And this is more of the, I love this clear, to put this clear paper. So there's, very similar to my other one, made the flap to secure it, little bit of lace. Then I've got this tag, the clear paper, and then here's the last piece, journaling spot that I put a lot of bling on, and just a tag made out of one of those vintage Valentines. Backed it with some paper. And then on the back, another one of the cards, and I fussy cut out this circle and a little bit of pink behind it, and a brad, and a little tiny piece of that silver doily, and that was it.